Hello guys, in this video we will be going to see how we can deploy and React application on AWS EC2 instance and expose it using the Nginx. Okay, so basically the steps we would be following is first step would be installing Node, second would be creating a basic React app just for the sake of example. As in third step we would try to build it. As in fourth step we would be installing Nginx, and then after we'll connect Nginx with the React application, and that's it for this. I think that would be our agenda. So what I have done here is, like, I have already created an EC2 instance, and like the OS is Ubuntu. You can choose OS as per your requirement. So I will be going to connect to it, and then after we'll install the uh, node. Okay, so before installing node, what I will do, I will just quickly update it. So sudo apt-get update, this will be the command I would be using. As in second step, I have to install node.js. So here is the a document to open to install node.js on Ubuntu. So first I have to add the resource repository, and then after I have to install it. Okay, so I will be going to paste this command. Yes, meanwhile I will copy another command. So you can see, like, although I can directly install it, but by default it is installing node.js 16, but I wanted to go on 18, so that's the reason I am using this way. Okay, so this is how it has sort of added the repository. I will copy another command. So yeah, I think it's almost done. It will not going to take time. Yeah, so once done, I will be just check the version. So here we do have 18th version. Okay, so as in second step, I have to install create an basic React app. So I will going to create React app with name my app. So first it will install create React app, and then after we'll create it. Okay, so it will going to take a little time. So meanwhile, what I will do, I will open this EC2 console in a new tab, and will try to install Nginx meanwhile. Okay, so for installing Nginx, what I have to do, sudo apt-get install Nginx. Again, that is very basic command, I think we all know. Just apt-get install and the package name that we wanted to install. Yeah, so meanwhile it is installing. So once it is done, what we can do, we can just type in the IP here, and it should be accessible like the Nginx server. Okay, but I think, okay, so this Nginx has been installed successfully, but you can see, like, this IP is not getting open. The reason being is, by default all the ports are closed, okay, onto the AWS EC2 instance. So what we will do, we will go over to the console, scroll down a little, go inside the security section, inside the security groups, and by default you can see only 22 port is open. Okay, so what I will do, I will open port 80 from anywhere, basically means from any IP, and save it. And now if I try to refresh it, it should get opened. Yeah, so now this is getting opened, right? So now it is kind of showing the default page of Nginx. Okay, so let's dig down a little. So what I will do, I will go inside a directory where Nginx is installed. Okay, so it is /etc/Nginx, then after sites enabled ls nano default. So this nan default is basically the configuration file. So here you can see, if you scroll down a little, this server block would be the block responsible for telling Nginx to do this task. Okay, so what is that task? It is saying listen on 80 port. So listen in 80 port, basically you are opening it. It means you are opening it on 80 port. The reason being is we haven't passed any port. So by default HTTP is passed, and which means 80 port. So let's say if I add 3000 port, it will not going to get open, right? But if I add 80 port, it get opens. Basically means ki it is serving on 80 port. Then after, again, like the listening on 80 port, then after, basically I'm telling Nginx to serve files from this directory. Okay, so here if you go inside this where www and html, it would contain the HTML page for this content. Okay, and then after we do have server name. So server name is basically, like, let's say you wanted to access this application on xyz.com, so you will be going to add xyz.com. Then after, your application would be only accessible from xyz.com, otherwise it would not be accessible. Okay, then after it is /location. So it is basically telling Nginx, if you don't find any files directly, just go inside the index.html and try to find it. Okay, So I think that's it for this. So we will quickly see if it has created this React application. Yeah, so it has now created. Okay, so I will ls go inside the cd my app. Okay, so it has not built that yet. So I will be going to run npm run build. Yeah, so it is creating and build for us. So I think once we got build, what we will be going to do? Yeah, it is done sort of. So this build folder is the one which is useful for us, and inside the Nginx we have to now update this Nginx to serve files from our build folder rather than this var www.html, right? So what I will do, I will going to edit it, right? And what I will do, I will just can't pass the pwd command to see what is the exact path. Okay, I will going to copy it here. I will going to paste it. Okay, so here it has kind of pasted, so I have added it. Then after yes, that's it. Okay, so done. After that, what I have to do, service nginx restart. Sorry, my bad, I missed to add sudo. So nginx service restarted. So now if I refresh it, okay, so it is giving me 404. Okay, so the change we have done kind of removed that the old HTML page, but somehow it is giving 404. Okay, so although I know reason behind it, the reason behind is basically Nginx is not able to access the build directory. Okay, but if I go inside where log and Nginx error.log, so it is kind of showing us this home ubuntu maya build failed 13 permission denied. Okay, so this is how you can check logs or logs as well, if in case you are getting any other error. So this would be kind of helping us to resolve the issue as well. So now my nginx is not able to access this build folder. So for this perspective, we have to run either of any command. So this command is basically, okay, so what this command means, so nginx use www-data user to access any files or directory. Okay, so let's say if I try to run group ubuntu, sorry, groups ubuntu. So ubuntu is basically belong to this group. Here we don't have www-data, right? And www-data belongs to another group, which is again www-data. So we have to add to the same user group. The reason being is that the www-data is not able to access the files that are created by ubuntu. So we can run any of those two commands. So I will just copy it and paste it here. So once this is done, either it should be able to access it. If not, so what I will do, I will quickly restart it. Okay, sudo service nginx restart. Yeah, so I think I should be able to, yeah. So now you can see I am able to open this application onto the console. So this is how you can deploy React application onto the AWS EC2 instance and expose it with the help of Nginx. Okay, so if you want, you can also attach CloudFront ahead of it. So CloudFront will going to help you maintaining cache. Although like people prefer to deploy React application onto the AWS S3, the reason being is that is serverless, so you don't have to manage any server. So the cost would be very less in comparison to the EC2. But if in case you already have an EC2 instance and you already have multiple things running, so maybe you can utilize your EC2 instance. Okay, so that's it for this video. If you have any queries or comment for me, do post it down in the comment section. Thanks you.